How to save the DC universe. Well, as you may or may not know, recently there's been an uproar amongst the fandom about the potential buyout of WB by Paramount or any other media conglomerate who's willing to pony up the cash for its purchase, raising speculation as to whether or not James Gunn will still head the DC universe, as WB is set to exchange hands in terms of its ownership. And also the discussion of whether or not the DCU will eventually go through another reboot. Now, as to whether or not that will happen, that is still up in the air. Now, whichever company does buy WB, I think it's in their best interest to consider the following plan, if they intend to make any money whatsoever from this merger. Well, at least when referring to DC. First off, much like James Gunn, I would play with the DC logo itself, using it as to establish the structure through which the DC chapter will be established. The chapters themselves will be named DEFCON 3, 2, and 1, all of them indicative to the level of threat the Justice League will be facing at the end of each chapter. Each chapter will have its slew of films that will lead up to its culmination, endings by which one chapter will lead up to the other. Its first chapter will consist of establishing the Justice League, facing their own personal demons, as their deadliest foes unite to take them on, as the Legion of Doom. Its second chapter would also follow a slew of films that will serve as build-up towards a confrontation between the Justice League and Darkseid himself, whose events of that very same storyline will pave the way for the third chapter to take place in the saga, culminating in the ultimate face-off between good and evil when the Justice League is forced to take on the planet killer known as Brainiac. Within this story, friends will become foes and foes will become friends, thus giving the new DC owners a potential 30 to 50-year span of DC content and film. Now, you might be asking yourself, no actor will commit himself to a 50-year run playing the same character over and over again, which is true, but you must realize, in the long run, some of these characters are going to die off, allowing for other characters to pick up the mantle, and where you will have a new Superman, younger Superman, and Batman, amongst others, within the storyline. Now, in order for this